All right, guys, welcome back to episode number 65 of The Not So Serious Life. I'm Jason Goldberg. That's Steve Chandler. Steve, it looks like they have relocated you once again in the Witness Protection Program.
Well, I'm in Michigan now. I'm living here.
And you have a pantsless bear.
Yeah, this is a bear that was given to Kathy by Sherry.
That's awesome. Now, hold on.
Nice.
You're wearing a Michigan State shirt.
But I have a Michigan bear, so, I'm covering all the bases.
Some would say that makes you flaky or flip-floppy, but not. You don't think that.
You know, Tim Allen grew up in this very town.
Well, I'm excited that we're back. I'm excited that you are settled-ish in your new home in Michigan, and that's super exciting. You have a brand new office. The guitar's still there, thank God. I'm glad that your guitar made the trip.
Has to be here.
It's very important. Okay, cool. You ready to get into our question for the day?
Let's go.
Okay, cool. We don't have cereal boxes, right? We're not going back to that. We're done with cereal boxes.
We are evolving.
We are evolving. We're trying our best. Okay, today's question is an anonymous question. The question is, how do I stop letting negative comments from people ruin my day? So the backstory here is they say anytime something bad happens to me, for example, an employee saying something negative about me or calling me out on something, I take it so personally that it stopped me from doing anything productive for the rest of the day. So the question is, how do I stop letting negative comments from people ruin my day? This is probably something big for a lot of people. Like somebody says something bad about you or calls you out, the initial triggered reaction is probably to be like, this sucks, and to shut down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? How's a good way for her to stop doing that?
I've never had anything negative said about me, so this is going to be theoretical.
Do you want me to play back some of our recordings of our?
No, never mind. Don't go there. One thing I would recommend for this person, is it a woman, by the way?
It's anonymous, but I think it is a woman, though, yes.
Okay, whatever. One thing I would recommend is that she watch your TED Talk, because it's absolutely marvelous. If people haven't seen it yet, it's How to Manufacture Fascination. Yes. But there's a really wonderful message inside that would be good to watch. So that's the first thing I would recommend. We like to recommend tangible action steps, right?
Always, yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I thank you for saying to watch my TED Talk. I'll go watch it too. Maybe I'll get something out of it. The thing that comes up for me, because I've gone through a lot of this in my life, like being triggered, and it's still, I'm not a fully evolved being. So there are times where, things still kind of affect me, right? I don't know if you know this about me, that I'm not a fully evolved being, Steve. I know it's kind of confusing. But what I've found to be really helpful is I slow down and I see the truth in whatever it is they're saying about me. Because there's nothing that anybody can say about me that I can't find some nugget of truth in what they're saying, either in that situation or in some other situation. So you could go as far as to say, and this is going to be, we're going to be really provocative and controversial here. We could go as far as somebody could call me a murderer, and I could find where that's true for me. Somebody could call me a rapist, and I would find where that's true for me. And these are, extreme examples, but I've killed bugs before. That effectively makes me a murderer. I've tried to force my opinions or my perspectives on people who very obviously didn't want to hear them, so I can see the part of me that is that person. So if we can find that anything somebody says about us, there's some truth in it. Eminem is great for this. He has that song, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Like, I love that because we can take our power back and be like, yeah, I can totally see why you would think I was an idiot or I was incompetent or whatever. Like, I've definitely been those things in the past. And so if I'm now not making it wrong for somebody to say those things about me because I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I could see that for myself too. Then there's nothing for me to shut down about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good. And I like that somehow in the question that the answer is kind of built in, because there is a recognition in our questioner that the problem isn't in what someone is saying. The problem is in my reaction to it.
Yeah.
And so it gives me an opportunity to practice not taking things personally, and to practice noticing that what I think about what you said is what's giving me trouble. Because I know that if my 3-year-old granddaughter or grandson were to say, I hate you, Grandpapa. I wouldn't be depressed for weeks over that. She needs a nap, and I'm fine with that. So really, if an employee says you don't do a very good job, that employee needs a nap. People don't criticize other people unless they're in a bad feeling state, unless they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
So I'll be a little bit compassionate, and like you say, I want to hear, I don't want to defend myself against that. I want to listen to what you have to say. And if I'm in a learning mindset and I'm practicing not taking it personally, and I want to notice, what are my own thoughts about that? Am I saying that's unfair to me?
Yeah.
People don't understand me. Those are the thoughts that are giving me trouble. It's not what someone else says.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And you said too that one of the key words, compassion, right? And there's a new way of compassion that I've been playing with that I never really saw before until recently. But in this situation, it kind of fits perfectly. Is think about a time, if this happens to you, think about a time when you were the person on the other side, right? Where you were calling somebody stupid or you were just finding fault with somebody, and ask yourself if it feels good to be that person, the one who's finding fault with somebody. And most people would say no. Like, I remember times where I found fault with somebody and didn't feel good to do that. It felt frustrating and stressful. So I can have compassion for how it must feel for that person to feel like the only thing they can do in this moment is tell me that I did something wrong or that I'm stupid. It sucks to feel that way. It sucks to be in a place where you feel like that's the only outlet you have. The only way to express yourself is to find fault with somebody. That's not fun for anybody. So I can also have compassion for what they must be going through to think this is the way they have to respond.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I like that.
Cool. I dig it. Well, again, nothing's ever been said negative about me either. Actually, we know that's not true because I sent you an email about somebody who hated my TED Talk because they thought I was speaking very, very ill of babies. So anybody who does not want to hear me speak ill of babies, don't watch my TED Talk. Or if you want a reason to say something negative about me afterwards, then watch the TED Talk.
Well, it was anti-baby, I thought.
It wasn't anti-baby. I love babies.
I know you do.
As long as there's somebody else.
I was going to send you a baby after I saw that.
You did. You emailed that you were going to send me a baby, and the thing is that I know you well enough to know that that may not be a joke. And,
no.
And so I was looking for a box with holes in it for the next 5 or 6 days.
Yeah. I've grown up around babies, and I've had babies around me. I raised babies. I did not think it was anti-baby. You were talking about one disgusting baby. You weren't talking about all babies.
Right, and a disgusting baby that ended up being so beautiful for me. So
I know, teaching you a lesson. That baby became your mentor.
That baby did become my mentor. I am paying that baby a tremendous amount of money for coaching now. So thank goodness for that baby. And that was it. So that's episode 65 of The Not So Serious Life. Don't forget to keep sending your questions into questions@thenotsoseriouslife.com. Head over to our website, that was almost a real sentence. Head over to our website at www.thenotsoseriouslife.com. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.